Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the practice log. Alright, well, it's another night session, as you can see from the darkness outside. Let's stay inside. Well, we have a lot to do today, so let's go ahead and jump into it, shall we? Alright, back to the old grindy grind. You know, we have the usual stuff today. We have the Morel Sonatina, I'm gonna try to look at some of the Latin pieces. Main focus is the Morel Sonatina. I'd really like to get that down first. I'm kind of narrowing what I'm looking at. What in the world? I always forget to take these things off. Alright, well, let's go ahead and jump into the John Williams, and then I will get to practicing. So, I'll see you there. John Williams. I haven't heard from Sierra Nevada yet, so until I do, we're going for Juice Force, and also my gas station ran out of the other ones. We have the Shed. You guys remember the Shed? I said that it looked like a dump. It does look like more of an image, like what you're seeing. Like what I'm seeing right now, it just looks like a bunch of colors and shapes. It still kind of looks like a dump, though. God. Oh my God.
There they all are.
All these bodies, here they all are. All these guitar bodies.
So which is the latest thing you're doing with the edge?
So what is this? What are we looking at right now?
Thing, you know, the one...
What are you doing?
An unfinished grid.
Raw lattice.
Raw lattice.
Is this like a window?
I'm very inquisitive as to how things really work. That, like the top works, or...
Can you like do that to it? Can you break it?
The same?
I break it, so you do it. And I started to get very interested in the way the top of a guitar works, because that's crucial to the playing. It's almost like touching your own skin or someone else's skin.
Yeah, it feels different when someone else does it. I agree.
And this way we're getting no movement there.
Right.
And lots there, and there.
Right.
All right, now let me do it. Now you do it.
That's a traditional soundboard.
Right.
It uses a system of strutting called fan struts. The thickness of the top and the size of the struts is the most important thing.
But you'd still rather have the old lightwood that you were trying to get?
Yes,
or...
yes. Like this particular sort of soundboard that I make.
Right.
The middle is much stiffer.
Right.
The edges are much more flexible.
Right.
And the whole thing is much, much lighter.
Yeah.
I get a lot more sustain from this soundboard.
Do you know, I've never seen that either. That's incredible. I had no idea it was like that. I've been playing. That is the great, interesting one thing about Greg Smallman and his approach. He starts off from admiring the traditional, not knocking it, but admiring it, wanting to know.
That's like what we do here. We admire the traditional. We don't knock it.
Or to improve it in some way, and that he quite clearly has for me. And he's basically made the guitar a more musical instrument.
Yeah, dude. Crescendo, bro. Dude. Keep going. No, don't stop.
I'm very good on my own. I don't like travelling to see places, but I like, or certainly did like, the travelling I did on tour, you know. But I'm a sociable person.
In the Outback. He's in the Outback, right? Is that what that is? Here's a fun little Australian thing for you. If you say the words rise up lights, like rise up lights, it'll sound like you're saying razor blades in an Australian accent. Try it out.
I always enjoy playing with other people, and I always like to have that on my mind. The idea I had was to somehow combine not only my friendships and musical connections, if you like, but the elements of Australian music making, which is a very strong identity in the way that it's combined Australian elements with influences, obviously, from European.
Sydney, P. Sherman, 42 Wallaby Way.
And so I got together this group Attacker, which is really a mixture of those things. Practically very difficult because half of them are Australian, half of them from London. But musically, it turned out to be not only very rich as an ensemble, but it gave great variety.
Oh, John, I wonder, could your solo there come from absolutely nowhere, from nothing? Desolate.
Can you, like, that request just sounds impossible.
Great Australian composer, not a member of the group, wrote a piece for us.
Also, Michael, you were nearly 2 bars late.
And I missed,
from that, it was great.
Yeah, and I missed the 2 chords before. Peter Sculthorpe's music is really, it's more than attractive. It has a kind of hold on me because of a quality. It's almost a geological quality. It's just a really non-musical word.
Most of my music is about the landscape, about Australian landscape.
I mean, obviously. Are you hearing this? Composers are weird sometimes. You guys ever notice that?
When I write for somebody, I always like to know that person well. In writing for John, I wouldn't write a highly charged dramatic work because he's not a highly dramatic person. He's very laid back. Of all the wonderful things that John does in his playing, I think it's the tone color, it's the particular colors that he gets from the guitar that...
Wow, this guy is not in my comment section. That's like the opposite of what everybody's been saying.
Interest me most, and so therefore I try to write music that is not virtuosic, but more music that is about...
Oh, dude, he's saying he plays with feel. You're like an Eric Clapton type. You play with feel, but I'm not going to write you a big solo.
Creating the most beautiful possible sounds that I'm able to dream up from the guitar, especially for him. He's with Australian-made instruments, made from Australian wood. And so in writing for him, it's almost as though the music is coming from this very Australian earth.
I was about to say, it's a little bit out of time, dude. It's a different recording, that's why. Yeah, he wasn't kidding. I don't make it virtuosic for him. He's not that good. He's like, I'm making it real easy for you. Just try to play with feel for me.
That one, where does that...
Well, that is, the name of it is Jalili, and it means whistling duck. That is whistling hyphen duck. It's
Right.
a species of duck.
Oh, wow.
On a billabong.
Right.
And it's taken over my life a little bit because I keep
the whistling duck. I can't stop thinking about it.
using it in pieces.
Oh, like actually.
I will have some Aboriginal elements, but I mean, I'm more interested in finding a whole lot of new sounds because I want to write birds and mosquitoes, of course, and didgeridoo sounds if we can find them.
The trouble with a lot of the other sounds, I mean, trouble for me,
yeah.
is that I've sometimes found it difficult to dissociate myself from all that sort of avant-garde experimentalism of the 60s. Which,
Yes, we don't want that.
which we don't,
No,
but it did throw
Oh,
up
yeah. Oh, my God. I'd rather die than do that. Are you kidding me?
nice ones, didn't it?
Right.
I remember actually some friends of mine used a milk bottle
Oh, right.
on
Oh,
the strings. It was a little bit like the old bottleneck sounds.
a bottle? What are you, boss rootin'?
I mean, it's a little bit like this sort of sound, like where you go with your fingers,
Right.
that. But
I have to do that now. This one's for Brandon Acker. Ooh. That's what I got. Sorry.
here's a teaspoon.
Why not?
Let's go a bit of coffee on it. So, right. So you get something like...
Spoon music.
Spoon music. He's just like, that's good. That's really good.
It's more like...
Could you like just like play it normally? A bit more like that?
Some birds, yeah? It's beautiful.
I think learning from the way animals live and relate to each other is more than very important. It's absolutely crucial. You can get nowhere in understanding human nature, human relationships, without looking at the past. And I don't mean human history as the past, I mean evolution and animals and societies and how they lived with the elements.
Okay, you're getting into weird territory there, though. We have society. The animal world can be pretty cruel. I don't know. Maybe we can look at that as like a way to not do things. It's like we should be compassionate to each other.
Actually, it ties in again with my feeling about Australia because it's enormous size and very few people, and is still comparatively, certainly compared to Europe, close to the elements. The elements are still a problem to live with.
Yeah, and you like that? All right. You can have it. Dude, what are you doing? Oh my god.
I always think that in a place like London, you have to be kind of antisocial idiot not to be affected by what's going on around you.
Hike it up a little bit, man. I'd be holding it a little higher.
One of the byproducts of not actually liking touring so much and just liking being in town is that I always think that if you're touring, you're basically, especially as a soloist, you're playing one, maybe two programs, night after night, week after week. You're doing the same thing. But you actually be in the one place, which is London, where there's such a variety of things going on. There's such constant stimulation. And if you like, chance, accidental meetings with other musicians, maybe through friendships, maybe through musical reasons to start with, that things develop.
Dude, if your flute looks like that, you might have Peyronie's disease. I've been getting Peyronie's disease ads.
I get the opportunity to play in contemporary music concerts, follow up some of the music with other musicians that otherwise I mightn't have the time to do. And one of the most pleasurable of these is with Sebastian Bell.
Yes.
I mean, absolutely.
So. Yes.
Because
as soon as we start waiting for each other, there's a dangerous
that's no
system.
good. If you want to keep your rocking sort of particular pieces, these are by Toru Takemitsu, Japanese composer, and the three pieces for alto, flute and guitar are particularly magical in a way because they're so impressionistic and expressive and not at all what many people think that modern music is going to be. This is quite a beautiful piece.
Dude, what is with the flood? Oh my god.
The beauty of the guitar is in the essence of its dying away, and you can hear it go right into silence. And if you can take a tune like
Happy birthday. Sounds like a Pokemon song.
that sort of sequence of
You didn't let it stop. You didn't let it ring out.
Japanese traditional songs, a sequence of notes which your ear is aware they're all dying, but they're all being replaced by something else. So your ear is concentrated on the space between the notes as much as on the note themselves, and there's a kind of magic in that.
There is a magic in there, isn't it? That is nice. And I think that's a good place to stop this one. Well, we have some work to do today, as I mentioned. Let's go ahead and get to that piano bench, shall we? Just another freaking night session. No, it's not that bad. Don't feel bad for me, guys. We're fine. Everything's fine. Where's my sleeve? Oh no! My sleeve! My pillow! My pillow! There we go. I guess it is time for me to just go ahead and get to it. I'll start with scales, as usual. I will see you on the other side. Okay, I think I'm about ready to play something for you. I actually made pretty good progress in the second movement, but, well, let me bring you closer. I am going to try to perform through the first movement. I'm going to try to have fun with it, I'm going to try to be expressive, and I'm going to treat it like a performance. So, you know, whatever happens, happens. Let's see how this goes. That was like, I don't know, like a 5 out of 10. I felt okay about that. I'm playing it a little slow too, because I have to, because it's hard. Alright, I think I'm ready to wrap this up. Maybe I'll make some dinner. Oh, it's actually pretty early. Man. Yeah, let's wrap it up early, guys. I've been practicing for a while. I practiced a lot this morning, too. So, you know, get out and go practice. Alright? I'll see you in the outro. Alright, well, hopefully you enjoyed that. And, you know, if you made it this far, be sure to subscribe, leave a like. I'm teaching lessons! You want some guitar lessons? I just got done teaching lessons like a few hours ago, before I started this thing. So, if you want to be one of my students, just check the description and you can find the information on that. And, yeah. Of course, if you have any questions about anything, questions or comments, feel free to leave them, and I will answer them at some point. I know I didn't answer one today, but I will in a future one, so be sure to do that. That pretty much covers everything for today. So, I'll see you tomorrow.